See if I can something to stop that. Hold on a second. Hold on. I don't worry about that right now. But yeah, so I figured I come on and share Throwback Thursday story with you, since we was actually talking about it. And I say, brought back some memories, and I figured I'd come on and talk a little bit about that house, the house in the thumbnail. The house is like in the '90s. In the '90s, I was into a lot of stuff, so I ended up moving. I ended up moving to California with my dad, and like a couple of days after I had gotten there, you know, the riot happened. The riots happened, and you know, as soon as the verdict was read, that verdict was read, we heard a car, heard the brakes, and looked outside and seeing people running inside the grocery, like it was a convenience store right across the street from where we lived at. And when I went back down, when I went there, when I started driving with Swoop, I went there, and I went through there in the truck, and it's a mechanic shop now. At least that's what it was when I went there. When I last went there in 2019. So anyway, a lot of crazy members, and the term Hell House came from we gave it a name because a lot of different people, a lot of different what you say, gang members, people on drugs, a lot of different. How you doing? A lot of different things, a lot of different surrounding. L.A. How you doing? Hi. L.A. back then, I don't know how it is now. But L.A. I'm sure maybe it's gotten a little worse. Maybe it's gotten a little better. I don't know. As far as that area, looking at the picture of the area of the house, it looked like it's gotten better. But when I was there, a lot of people that lived in the area, a lot of people that lived in that area where I lived in back then, they don't live there anymore. And so, as far as one of the main stories, one of the main people that I want to talk about this afternoon is a person I went there, and I asked around when I went there when I was driving for Swift. I went there, and I went to the old neighborhood. I saw some people I contacted some people on the phone that I knew, and I asked about people that are around. Someone were dead, someone was still around, but I couldn't get in contact with. I didn't see them while I was there. But one of the people that I talked to and spoke with actually was the one that people counted out. Mother was on drugs real bad. Her mother since then, her mother cleaned up her act, and she's not on drugs anymore. But her mother was on drugs real bad, really, really bad. And the young lady, which was a woman when I went back, we all were kids then anyway. But but yeah, she was on drugs real bad, and people had just written her off. And there's another young lady that everybody knew, that everybody talked about what kind of success she was on, what she was gonna do once she got out of school and everything. People like the most likely to succeed and the most likely to fail. They had this one girl was saying that most likely to fail, one girl was most likely to succeed. And so anyway, one of them was like out there strung out, and the other one had 2 jobs and didn't like was focused. So regardless of, I pretty much want to say, regardless of what you're going through, where you start at, what your surroundings are, I believe it's a choice. I believe it's a choice. I believe you decide where you want to go, what you want to do. And so it's kind of hard. If you don't have people in your ear telling you, hey, this is that, and sometimes you can have that and you just don't listen. But It's hard. It's hard when people, when you have people pulling at you and pulling at you and pulling at you, and you choose. Sometimes you can get away, break away, but we all were blessed. We all were blessed that that we made it out of the hell house, because a lot of fire members, a lot of good stories. Like spray paint on the wall. Got the one of the guys spray painted on the wall by the house. My dad told him about it. The guy came back with a gun. It's crazy times. People on drugs. People on drugs. Uh, hey, if you want to, you can do what you like. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do for you, whatever you want to do for you, whatever you want to do for you works for me. And if you want to do whatever you want to do for yourself, and that works for you, and you're happy with that, then do that, my friend. It's great. Whatever you consider to be, mosquitoes kind of come out. Whatever you consider to be therapeutic and great for you, that works for you, it works for you. I can't control what you do for yourself. If you're happy with it, I'm happy with it too. But yeah, I just pretty much want to come on. Yeah, no problem. But I just want to come on, and pretty much say that, regardless of where you started at, like I say, the house, it looks better. It looks better in that picture than it did when I was in it. And the area is a lot better now than it was back then. But yeah, East 43rd Street, Los Angeles, California. That's where I was at. East 43rd Street. You can Google it, pull it up. That's where I used to live back in the '90s. And a lot of crazy times, a lot of crazy things that happened. And I wouldn't looking back now, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. Even though the times we had, the things I went through was crazy. Some of the things that was crazy, but it sharpened and it gave me an insight that I wouldn't have if I never went through it. So anything you go through, anything and everything you go through in your life, it sharpens you, it helps you, and it molds you until whatever God wants you to do. You're not a mistake. Nothing happens by accident. The family, the parents you have, the people in your family, your bloodline, you're in that bloodline for a reason. So don't take it for granted. Embrace it, and rock with it, and do the things you can do for yourself to get you where you want to go. I'm doing good. How you doing? Sorry about that. I didn't see it, but I'm doing great. I was just talking about. I was on here. We were actually talking about California, and I figured I'd come on if I was fresh in my mind and share that story about this because somebody feels a certain way about what you're gonna do when you're a kid or when you're a young adult, and they feel a certain way about you and say what you can accomplish, what you can accomplish, what you can't accomplish. That's not what I mean. It has to be your story. It could be a different story for you if you want it to be. So you have to decide that. But yeah, as you can hear, it's been raining. It's been raining here. Been raining here on and off. But I actually went back like 2 years ago. I went back to California. It might have been two or 3 years. I went back to California, and it's okay. Like I say, the cost of living is higher than it was. It was high then, but it's higher, really, really high now. But people can't afford to. People sleeping in the streets. To the point where I couldn't even go downtown. Well, I could have went downtown, but the babe didn't want to go. She didn't want to eat downtown because it was so people were just like, yeah, like, well, the area we went in was really, really bad. So, but yeah, you paint a picture. It's like I was telling people, like the big cities, any big city you go to, the homeless population is kind of crazy. Whether it's Atlanta, whether it's Miami, where I live here in South Florida, whether it's Miami, Tampa, Orlando, wherever you go, so it has a big homeless population, and it's kind of sad. But I don't want to get into all that. I just want to come on and pretty much say that wherever you are, if you're not happy with where you are, you don't have to be that. You can change. You can do it. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. So that's pretty much all I had. All I have. Like I said, it's been raining. I want to come outside, but now that I'm outside, I really don't want to be outside because I don't know, you can't really see them, but the mosquitoes are starting to attack. And that's another thing too. Mosquitoes, if you live in an area where you have a lot of mosquitoes, the best thing for mosquitoes the best thing for mosquitoes or like a repellent for mosquitoes is skin so soft. You know, back in the day, Avon, we had Avon come around. They used to sell it all the time, but now it's kind of hard fetch. Maybe if you go to Amazon, you can find some. If you have that problem and you don't know, instead of actually getting a spray, because the spray is good, but it leaves it's like kind of hard. Even take a shower and rinse it off, it's kind of hard to get off. But plus, you want to put those chemicals on your body, really. But the skin so soft is good. You know, for some reason, you know, it smells a certain way, but it's not as bad for me personally. It's not as bad as the spray. I like the skin so soft better. But either way, you know, check out the game and check out my other video about the NFL. I posted a video about it if you're an NFL fan. What? Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah. I basically I was talking about LA. You know, I don't know if you followed my channel for a while, but you know, I lived in California for a while when I was a kid. You know, I moved out in the '90s. Like that was a long time ago. But yeah, I got a lot of crazy stories about California. But like I say, I'm happy and blessed that everything that we went through, for my family, my dad, my uncle, everything we went through, my uncle's still out there. But everything we went through while we're out there, you know, God saw fit for us to be fine and get through all that stuff. So it's just crazy, like I said. And I didn't share that part, but the guy, my dad told the guy not to spray paint on the wall, right? You know, spray paint. He's a gang member. He told him not to spray paint on the wall. And so the guy went home and came back. He came back with a gun to kill my dad, and he had to get permission from, because you know, like in gangs and stuff like that, if you're gonna do something like that, you got to get clearance from the gang leaders in the gang. So he went across the street and asked the guys, the leader of the gang, could he do what he was gonna do to my dad, and the guy told him no. You know, he all right. Told my dad was all right, this and that. And so fast forward, it was a big party. And a friend of mine was going to the party, and he came and asked my dad, could I go with him? And my dad told me no, I couldn't go. He told me I couldn't go. And so that night, my buddy, he got into a fight, and the guy ended up killing him. So, you know, I told that story before, like probably a while ago on this channel. I probably told that story before, but being nice, we talk about it again. Throwback Thursday story. I figured I'd come on and share that story again. You know, it's crazy. And like I told my dad, I said, man, that's crazy. You started going, because if I was there, you know, I probably been right there along there with him. But he said, you know, he just felt something wrong about it, and he felt like I didn't need to go. So, but sometimes, you know, either way, you can't, you know, I appreciate that. So, but yeah. So anyway, I figured I'd get off here, talk long enough about LA. Like I said, the pictures that it's a way better picture than what it looked like when I was there. But so are the people. So like I said, even I'm looking at a picture. Even that place right there it used to be a store, a convenience store, and I actually like knew the guy that worked there. I used to go in there and talk to him all the time. He wanted me to work there and stuff. But you know, that used to be a convenience store, and now it's a I think it's a mechanic shop or something like that. I don't know, but it's not a store anymore. But yeah, man, it's like people that live in that area moved out, different people moved in, and you know, some of the people that, you know, that goes to show you that life moves. You know, a lot of those older cats that were in the streets, some of them got life in prison. I know at least a couple, like 2 or 3 of them got life in prison, and some of them are there, you know. But you know, it is what it is. But that's the story of the Hell House. Like sometimes, you know, you can be in the lion's den, and a guy protect you and get you out of it, and you can see what you need to see to share with someone, and it may be a blessing to them. So with that, I'm out. Be safe, be blessed, and I'll be seeing you. Peace out.